Hey, a very good morning and welcome to Bees Talks. I hope you're keeping well. Now, today we're going to get a bit technical because if you're in business and you're in Kenya and you have a website, which I believe you must have, you better be thinking of how your website looks like. Today, we have an amazing gentleman. He's called Joel Lumumba and he's the marketing lead at Kenik. Now, I know you're wondering, what is Kenik? What does it have to do with business? I'll tell you, because you know what? If you're embracing the philosophy of buy Kenya, build Kenya, you better get involved with them. I'll be telling you that shortly, but first to welcome Joel. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's Joel for you, and Joel told me it's very cool. You can tell how he's dressed up, so I want to make him a bit warm.
Very cold.
You told me you're going to have some hot water with something, right?
Yes.
What have you chosen to take?
Black tea, please.
Black tea.
Yes.
So I'll ask you to just take one. Let me pour some water for you. Then you can make the way you like it for yourself. But anyway, the weather is quite crazy, so something hot will make a long way. If you're somewhere where you're feeling cold as well, you can grab yourself a cup of something. Then you can enjoy this conversation on why it is important to really think the way we're going to be told today if you are in business. Now, if you have a friend who needs to as well to know about matters websites, why it is important to customize themselves in certain ways, please ensure you tell a friend to tell another friend to watch and share. As they say, don't be greedy, share with the needy as well who need to know these kind of things. Remember, this conversation is ongoing. We are as well courtesy of MoneyWise in partnership with them as well, having this conversation ongoing, and courtesy of Frontlight Media as well, and MC Moment. So thank you so much. My name is Maina Chegi. If you've seen me for the first time, Joel, karibu sana.
Thank you so
Please
much.
feel free to grab what you want to do your mixology with there. I think I'll have a tangawizi as well. Have you just take it up? There you go. Let me see. Yeah, I feel like the mint. Yeah, the green tea and mint, because it's quite cold here. So how are you doing? Where are you watching us from? It's just a good way to start and let us know that you're watching, that you're tuned in, and then we can proceed on and have this conversation. Joel, even as you're making your tea, one of the first things that people would always want to know is, first of all, who is Joel? When people ask you who you are, who do you say you are?
Quite simply, Joel is in full Joel Lumumba.
Yeah.
Joel originally was born and raised in Eldoret,
Mm-hmm.
but right now Joel is a marketing executive working at Kenik. Yes.
Great. That's good to know.
Uh-huh.
So let's start by the definition of not really actually understanding what Kenik is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Kenik is the national administrator for the .ke country code top level domain.
Yeah.
So our role is to get people online with .ke. That is a .ke domain. So you might ask what a domain name is.
Yeah.
So I'll just use a simple example. Think of the internet as a phone.
Yeah.
A domain name is simply like a phone book.
Okay.
So when you look at when you see a domain, like let's say maina.co.ke,
Yeah.
behind the name
Yeah.
are usually some random numbers that it will be very difficult for you to memorize them. The same way,
Yeah.
with your phone,
Yeah.
when someone calls you, you have to say the number for you to remember it next time. So that's
Okay.
basically what a domain name is. It's just
Okay.
a name that replaces the random numbers so that it will be easier for you
Yeah.
to remember them and search them on the internet.
Okay.
Yes, so that's basically what Kenik does in a nutshell.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
So you are the people behind the .ke.
Yes.
You know, someone may say, "Hey, what's up? I just do my .com. Or why do I even need to go and start thinking .ke and all those kind of things?"
Yes.
I want you to adhere to the people here why it is important to have that brand on your website.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the first thing you mentioned when you started our conversation, you talked of buy Kenya, build Kenya.
Yes, absolutely. Buy Kenya, build Kenya.
Yes, that's one thing that you're really pushing from Kenik. You just want to promote the KE brand. Just,
Yeah.
you know, have some sort of patriotism with our product. Another thing we ensure at Kenik is guaranteed support.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is sometimes due to the nature of the business,
Yeah.
your domain, for one reason or another, might be offline. You try to reach the person who's hosting it for you or who's managing it for you, the person is not reachable. So at Kenik, we usually have a website chat, we have an email, and we have a phone number, or alternatively, you might choose to just walk in the office to find out what's wrong with my domain name. And at Kenik, we have a team dedicated to support clients and be able to resolve their issue. Yes.
Okay, just post there. I want our viewers, I have a few viewers who are telling us they can't hear us. Maybe the technical team, you could check on that. Please confirm that you can hear me now. Spear, Jose, can you hear us better? Is it now there? Are we there? I just want to check whether I had probably switched off my mic. But if you can confirm with us that we are all and ongoing, we're having a conversation about having the .ke and what it means for your business. I understand. The technical team is telling me we are fine. Please confirm from your end whether I want to hear from Spear and Jose. As you tell us where you're watching us from, can you hear us better now? Please confirm that. If I can only get one person confirming, I'll be able to move on nicely. So that would be very nice if that can happen. Anyway, so thanks. We're just talking about what does it mean to have the .ke. What does it mean for your business? It is very important that you get that brand. We're talking about the Buy Kenya, Build Kenya brand. I would like, I think my team is confirming that they can hear us. Thank you so much. So great. So maybe for the sake of the people who may not have probably listened to the first thing, I just want to, no one should miss on what we have talked about, that we're talking about Kenik as a company, which is mandated to probably be the custodian of the .ke brand. And we're talking about the importance of the brand. And I know I have made you repeat this, so please kindly, for the sake of the viewers, we don't want to miss this. Why is it important from where you sit again? I know there's a repeat question to have that brand. Please let them know.
Yes, I have no problem repeating it.
That's okay.
Yes, so like I said, we strive to push the motto of Buy Kenya, Build Kenya. We just want to encourage patriotism. So we encourage everyone to purchase a .ke domain. The other thing I talked about is guaranteed support. We usually have a dedicated customer care team who handles any inquiries with regard to .ke domains. I gave a relevant example. Sometimes you have a domain yourself. Sometimes the domain might be offline. Maybe your website might be offline, and you're trying to reach out to the person who set it up for you.
Who can help.
Yes, who can help. But this person is not available. So at Kenik, we usually have a team that is dedicated to sort you out. So once you register a domain, I should mention you are part of our database, so we can be able to know who this is, who's this making this inquiry, and we can be able to find out what the issue is and sort you out in good time. Okay. That's lovely, because I have heard of people who, they have this website, I don't know, it's gone down, but before they reach to the whatever service, whatever they are, it's lots of trouble. But here we are saying locally we can reach you. You have a physical office in case of anything, and we're able to be sorted. How many Kenyans have this domain so far? Or how many businesses? I don't know if there are Kenyans or businesses in here. So maybe I should mention we have different products. We have different products for different people, depending on your interests.
You can explain.
So what I mean is we have products like domains that are specifically for government, eg.go.ke. We have domains specifically for businesses, which is the majority of our domains. That is .co.ke. We have others for personal interests like the .me.ke. We have for schools, .sc, for higher level institutions, .sc. So we have different products. So all these products total to about 100,000 domain names, but the majority of the domain names, like I mentioned, are the .co.ke for businesses, which is about 85,000, 90,000.
Wow. That's quite a good number. Businesses are taking it not for granted. One may ask, are there any samples, anything that we could see? And I'm sure even my technical team right here would definitely, if you say anything, they will check it out and show the people. Is there somewhere people can go online? Because now we're talking about going and checking. That they can go and type in and see what we're talking about.
Yes, we have our website, kenik.or.ke.
Kenik.or.ke.
Yes.
Team, if you can hear that, kenik.or.ke. That's K-E-N-I-C.
Yes, .or.ke.
It's like Kenya, isn't a Kenya thing, eh?
Yes, the Kenya thing, yes. The Kenya Network Information Center info.
No, that's great. Okay, thanks for that.
Yes. Actually, maybe I can mention one more thing.
Please.
There's this issue that we talk about a lot of late. It's called brand protection. That's one of the benefits I forgot to mention with the .ke domain. So as a business, like Frontline Media, for example, it's a big known name. So there are some individuals who might want to ride on the cloud that your name has made. Yes. So someone will come and register frontlinemedia.co.ke and purport to be Frontline Media, and maybe you're not the same. So we usually recommend, if you have a business, always assume this business will be a big brand and people will want to ride on that. So for you to secure yourself, it's always good to register a domain name, because if the domain is available, someone will be able to register it. That's how it works.
So what you're saying
is
we need to sort of like copyright. Is that the word that you're using there? With you, so that nobody is infringing on that?
I wouldn't use copyright, but the word I will use is secure. Secure the domain name. Yes, secure the name.
But now take us through that in a very easy way, because I have registered mine. Are you telling me someone can almost get a similar name under the .ke? I thought my name is unique.
What I mean by that? That's a good question you've asked. So securing the name means protecting the domain name. So the example I gave of brand protection is if you do not have that name in the first place. Let's say the Frontline Media was a different domain name apart from .ke. Someone can register that .ke domain for Frontline. But if you register frontlinemedia.co.ke, no one can register that name again. A domain name only exists in its own. What I mean by that is you cannot have two names repeating. Like joel.co.ke cannot exist twice. But depending on the extension depends on the product that you're using. So let's say someone can register joel.or.ke and joel.co.ke as two different domain names. You're not locked to, when I say Joel, I'm not registering all at once. But for you to protect yourself, we usually recommend, if you're registering minor.co.ke, register all the relevant extensions like minor.or.ke, minor.me.ke, to be safe.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Now let me ask you, because we always have to go to the cost factor of it. I have my minor.co.ke and there's a minor.com, which is cheaper. That's a direct question to you, and even if one is expensive than the other, assuming you will tell me, no, let's first of all answer that question, which is cheaper first?
So I think I should mention this. So the way our business works, we usually work with a model we call the 3R model. So at the top, we have the registry. The registry is KENIC, the national administrator, mandated to register domain names. We have registrars. Registrars are partners that register the domains on our behalf. And then we have the registrants, who are the final users of the domain names. So KENIC does not sell domains directly to the final registrant. So what happens is, these registrars get the domains from us and sell it to the registrants. So registrars usually have different pricing for their domain names, depending on the packages that someone would want. So to answer your question on which is cheaper, I cannot really answer that, because registrars have different prices.
They're different.
Yes, and as KENIC could not sell the domain to the final consumer.
You go through registrars.
You have to go through registrars. So that question of which is cheaper.
Is registrars a nice term of these software developers, IT guys? That's a good name for that, is it? Just confirming. Because I know how I got my KE. I went through my IT guy. So he's my registrar, right? Or he may be in the farm.
He might be your registrar, or he works with your registrar.
You know, I'm not in the IT world, so I'm just trying to, as much as possible, get to understand this. So let's talk about the process of just acquiring this. I have an idea, I have a name, and I'm thinking, I need to keep this. I don't want to start the business right away, but I need to secure this as soon as possible. That is possible, right?
Yes, that is.
But you're saying my communication should always be through the registrars.
Through the registrars.
So I cannot come to you directly.
You cannot. You can't come to us directly to do what we call a name search. That is usually the first process of acquiring a domain name.
Okay.
So on our website, we have a search tab where you can search any domain you want, and it will tell you if the domain is available or is not available.
Yeah.
And also on our website, if you get the domain available, we have a page where we have our registrars listed for you to make it simpler. You can just select a few registrars, consider the options they're offering, and you can choose the registrar you want to work with. So it does not really mean that Kenik is out of the conversation. You are able to visit our office. We can be able to guide you on the steps of registering the domain. But for the actual registration of the domain will be done by the registrars. Yes. Okay.
Makes sense. Feel free to interact with us to ask any questions you may have with regards to this. Does it really matter? Because I'm about now to ask you now the other question of, okay, the .com guy, the .ke guy, we have seen the positives. We have seen the fact that you are reachable. In case of something going down, there's an ability for you to quickly either respond to that and all those kind of things. And even just that element of protection so that nobody else is just coming up from many other things on that. And just really having talked about the area of the brand and ensuring that you're building Kenya and buying Kenya. So let me ask this question. The e-commerce and what you've said, because you've said a majority of them from the thousands that you've mentioned are in business. So e-commerce is definitely now taking over from the B2C font. Just that's business to customer. So what is your take on what you're seeing in the future? Are we seeing a more uptick, especially in that COVID season? There was a lot of e-business happening. Was it the time when you had a boom? But what are you seeing in the offing?
Okay. Like you mentioned, yes, during the COVID season, initially we had a boom of domain names because as it was, people were registering their domain names to take their businesses online. And since then, I think people realized, like businesses and also like offices, that it's actually possible to just have these businesses work from home, set up your online shop, and no need to have a physical one. So going forward, I feel like that aspect of business will be embraced more and more. People will be able to register their domain names, put all their products there, put all their FAQs, put all their chat features. People will be able to interact, people will be able to share reviews. So in that sense, I feel like more and more shops will be more inclined to go online, either fully or have both an online store and a physical store, depending on the interests of the consumer. Okay. And I would say myself and most of the people that I talk to right now prefer to just do all these things at home, you know, just go to the computer, search a domain name, search the website of the company, you know, look at all the offerings, research, look at the reviews, what are other buyers are saying, and yes, finish all this transaction, and the delivery will be made at home. Okay. Yes, so that is the trend that I see more people following, because more and more people are realizing that people now really want to go online and search for products at the comforts of their homes or the comforts of where they are comfortable. So that is the trend that I see continuing. More and more businesses will be registering domain names, which we do encourage at Kenik as well.
Makes sense.
Yes.
You know, someone will argue this if they're in business.
Yes.
I'm selling a lot on Instagram. I have a Facebook presence, maybe even TikTok.
Yes.
Or Twitter. And they're wondering, do I really need a website? You know, what do I, is it necessary? You know? Now, you come from a place where you have been registering people and it's growing big time. Probably you see the sense of it.
Yes.
What did you tell such a person?
That is a fair argument, I'll admit. Someone will say, yes, of course you're getting conversations on all those pages. But one thing that is key in business is professionalism and trust. Yeah. Someone will want to trust you. There are a lot of online shops that are doing business legitimately, but there are also a lot of online shops that are full of con people, and people are losing their money through these sites. So with a website, with a domain, you get to have professional email addresses. You get to register your website. People are able to share reviews. People are able to have conversations on your site. Yeah. And consumers like myself will be able to trust that this business has a website. I can be able to see what people are saying about it, and I will feel safer when spending my money. Okay. Yes.
All right, so there's something about the brand, the professionalism, as you're saying.
Yes.
To also appeal to the people around it.
Yes.
Sorry, I just wanted to, my team is asking me to confirm this site for where they can go and check it out. You said it was kenic.or.ke?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think it's blocked by our own service, but anyway, we can see that it's working. Okay, fine. Okay, great.
Okay.
So they will search it out and see. Thanks a lot for that.
Yes.
Do you have any other sample that we can see or check out? It doesn't have to be yours, or one of the samples that you see is one of your best websites that has been across and has been maybe having a lot of traffic. We just wanted to show our viewers and show them what it looks like.
Okay, so when you say sample, you say like website, like
Yes,
a company that has registered with their .ke.
Yeah.
Yes, you can talk of our partners, Communications Authority,
Or Communication
ca.go.ke.
Okay.
That is one of the government domains, for example.
Yeah.
Yes, so I know CL usually get a lot of clients with regard to licensing. So
Okay.
that is one example of a firm that has a .ke domain name.
Okay.
Yes.
Back to the conversation of anyone who is selling on the social media handles anywhere else,
Yes.
I think he made it very clear
Yes.
that for the sake of professionalism, there are people, the moment they hear you, they want to see, do you exist at least on a website? And they want to confirm that.
A lot
That
of
gives them
research.
some surety that this is someone who's genuine, right?
Yes, due diligence. And also, maybe I can add, you know, with a website, we can be able to filter products, filter by price, search this product, which might be difficult on IG. Maybe the product you posted like 52 weeks ago, you've not made the post again, but it's still available in your stock.
Still there, yeah,
but
you're
on
right.
the website, someone can be able to filter what they want, depending on price. They can search the product itself,
Yeah.
you know, see reviews. It's basic to me. I feel that is more convenient than scrolling through all those posts.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So another question here has been asked, is it possible to have such a business outside Kenya? No, sorry, is it possible for business and individual residing outside Kenya to acquire the .ke domain?
Yes, it is very possible. You can acquire a .ke domain from anywhere in the world. Yes.
Someone is asking, are there any pros and cons to this?
I will, of course, there's pros because you're getting to expand your market share. Let's say businesses outside Kenya, you can be able to get customers from Kenya.
Yeah.
You see, when you search on the search engines, you can be able to search, let's say, if your business is outside Kenya, it will still appear in the search engines. So those are the pros. As of now, I can't say there are any cons with registering a .ke domain outside Kenya.
Okay.
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Data protection, let's talk about this because we have seen a lot of even the latest law that has been signed in.
Yes.
It's the Act now, and has significantly really made people really look into how they're protecting people's data.
Yes.
And it's very paramount. What does the .ke mean in regard to protecting one's data and in relation to cybersecurity?
Yes. So, first of all, we are a data controller. So when you register a domain name, like I mentioned, we have a database where we collect all that personal information.
Yeah.
But this personal information will not be available to the public. I'll give a relevant example. We have what we call Who Is basically a search tab, let's call it search tab for lack of a better word, where you can be able to search domains and see if they are available.
Yeah.
So let's say if I search minor.co.ke, I can be able to see the domain is registered, but the personal information of the registrant, that is the owner of the domain, will not be available to the public. So like I mentioned, we do collect this data, yes, but it's not available to the public.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, one more question. Can I do this by myself if I just want to do my search and all that in a very easy way? Is it possible to do that by myself?
Yes, it's possible to do it by yourself. So like I mentioned, we have a search tab on our website, or you can also approach a registrar. Registrars can also do the name search for you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so just go to kenic.or.ke.
Yes.
Then do
search
my
the
search.
domain that you want. If the domain is available, it will appear in green and say this domain is available. If not, it will tell you this domain is not available, but it can give you other options for you to consider. That is also
Do you refer people to registrars? If maybe someone just says, okay, I want this, can you guide me on where to go and the likes?
So we have a registrar tab on our website, yes, where we refer our clients to.
Oh, there's a tab.
Yes.
And there are people who are listed there.
Yeah,
people
there are people
can choose
who are
from.
listed there, yes.
Okay, great. My goodness, I don't know. I think I've answered the questions that were sent to me. I don't know whether there's anybody else. Let me just check through the lists whether there was anyone else with a question. Looks like we are good to go on that. But now, just talking about it, how long has this been now since you started the .ke?
That's actually a very nice question. So Kenik is celebrating our 20th anniversary this year. So we've been operating for 20 years.
Oh yeah,
yes.
20 years.
Yes.
At least we are showing an example there of the ca.go.ke. That's one of it, definitely.
Yes.
By the way, are you government owned?
No.
You're not?
No, we're not.
It's just good to know,
yes.
so that at least people can identify.
Yeah, we are a public-private partnership, yeah.
As part of your greatest clients, government organizations? Like CA, I can see they are .co.ke.
I can say yes, but you know, it's also like we're encouraging government to register .ke domain names.
Yeah.
I feel like it's wrong to ask registrants to register .ca.ke and yet our government entities are not in .go.ke.
Yeah.
So most of the government entities are on .go.ke.
Yeah.
And we also have other clients, other companies on .co.ke as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's good.
Yes.
That's great. Okay. I think we've come to the end of this conversation.
Yes.
But before you go, I think I would like you to speak to anyone who's thinking, do I need this? Do I need this? Do I just stick to my social media? What's your final word to anyone who's thinking, okay, maybe I need to start that website?
Yes.
What would be your last final call to them?
I would encourage everyone to get a .co.ke domain.
Yeah.
You do not really have to have a business right now. Maybe you have an idea, you're already in the process of creating a business. Like I mentioned earlier, it's always good to secure a domain name. You know, like just have this domain in your presence, in your portfolio. So when you're ready, you can be able to start operating on it. One thing I forgot to mention, a domain is not complete in itself. We have services like websites, we have the professional emails, and all these are linked to the domain. So when the domain is not active, all these services will be down. Another thing I should mention, a domain, when you register it, it lasts for only 1 year. So you're basically paying to have the exclusive rights to use that name for 1 year.
Then
so after every year, you need to renew it. So that's one thing you need to watch out for. So every time you register a domain, always monitor to see when did I register it and when will it be due for renewal, so that you do not lose your domain name. So because once a domain expires, it's deleted and it will be available for someone else to register it. Yes, so that's what I was saying. Just ensure to secure your domain name. If you have a business you're thinking about, it's always good to secure the domain name. If you have a business that you're doing on Facebook, on IG, on all these platforms, it's also good to secure a domain name and create a website with it, so that people can be able to just interact better with your website and leave reviews and you know, search all these products that you're offering.
Okay.
Another thing I see that a trend that is starting right now, you don't have to have a business. We have a lot of content creators. I can give another example of a domain, jugush.ke.
Jugush.ke, okay.
No, jugush.ke, just jugush.ke.
Oh.
Yes.
So where's this .co thing? It doesn't have to be there.
It's just different product, like I mentioned.
Oh.
So yeah, you can register at .ke, you can register at .co.ke.
Okay.
Yes. So Njugush is, like we all know, a content creator. So that's something that we see, a trend that is coming up. People just posting their content on their own sites, maybe charging people like 50 shillings or 5 shillings or 100 shillings to just go and watch these videos. So you don't have to have a business per se, like the traditional form of business. You can be a creator. It's a good platform for you to push your content. Yeah, and just, you know, have people come and just enjoy your content on the site. That's also another thing you can do with domain names as well. Yes.
This is really good. Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah, if you're a student, you can register at .me.ke. It's very good to just, it's more like your resume. You can just go to an employer and say, you know, my domain name is this. Just go check everything out. This is my profile. It's basically a resume for job seekers.
I'm actually now feeling if there's any corporate operating in Kenya, and they don't have this particular domain,
yes,
I mean, then I don't know what you're doing, because I think with this push of the BK, just buy Kenya, build Kenya, we want to see and feel like we identify with our own selves.
Yes.
That's a very interesting way of looking at it.
Yes.
I know I told you it's your parting shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, critics would have it that in this era of growth and growth and growth of business in the e-commerce side, maybe Kenik needs to rethink of pricing and go down as they get, you know, with more we scale up, you know, the whole. First, what's the average cost, assuming they have gotten a good registrar and even setting up everything else? Because this is a business person who's thinking, okay, I hear you, I want to get the .ke, but I know I also need to get a website developer, you know, and I have my renewals as well to do. On average, what is the average cost? I know there are different registrars with different costs, but what is the average cost for a common person who's an SME or an MSME?
So, you know, like I mentioned, the domain itself is not complete.
It's not
like
complete
without all these other packages that
Absolutely.
you might want. So depending on the packages that you might want, the size of the disk space and all the how many emails you want, the hosting space.
Yeah.
So prices of domains might range from 1,000 to as high as even 10,000. There are websites that
from
can cost
1,000?
you. Yeah, there are websites that could cost you up to 100, depending on
how you want to make
domain.
it look and feel.
So I don't think in this business you can say
You
there's
can easily
an
say there's a
average
cost.
price.
No, but it's a good one because you say from 1,000, Bob, I can secure a domain.
Yes.
Right? Is it?
Yes.
If I get a good registrar or a website designer.
Yes.
I mean, this is term. I can get a very person who can understand my costs and make it for me. And then from there, I can navigate and go on, right?
Yes. It's very important to do your research and to understand exactly what you want with this domain name. You know, sometimes someone will accuse you of saying you're too expensive, but the things you want with that domain name are what is bringing the price higher. So it's always good as a business owner to just understand what amount of hosting space do you want, which kind of website do you want. So all these prices will vary depending on your interests.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. I think I have exhausted my question. I thank you so much for your time,
Yes.
Joel. And I think people have at least understood why it is important to have that. Thank you so much for your time and for really tuning in to listen to what having the .ke means for your business. Remember, here at BizTalks, we want to encourage you to not only just think about business, but if it is in you, get out there and start. It's never about tomorrow. So I want to leave you with this, that never procrastinate. If an idea is in you, as our business coach has always said, start it. You will learn on the go. Even if you are, what does it take to transfer from .com to .ke? Is it too much trouble?
No, it's not.
It's not,
actually not. You can actually, alternatively, you can actually register a .ke domain and point all those websites to the same site. So when I'm searching maina.co.ke, the same site, maina.com, the same site, maina.org, you don't really have to transfer the whole thing. You can just register multiple extensions and have them all point to one main site.
There you go. So if you're there, in my conclusion, .com is not too late. You can still skip and get to a place where you can have your .ke. Thank you so much. And we want to appreciate MoneyWise as well for allowing us to have this business content, because we believe there are a lot of people with great ideas and should be translated into business and open up opportunities for other people. Thank you and have a lovely day.